Welcome to Part 2 of the 2020 NestWatch training class for Kenton County Parks and Recreation in partnership with the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. What is citizen science? Citizen science is the organized engagement of the public in scientific research. Citizen scientists are sometimes able to go where scientists can't due to time and circumstance. It is what I like to call boots on the ground. There are many ways to contribute your time and talents, whether in the field or from the comfort of your own home. All of these projects shown here are citizen science projects that I have participated in myself at some point. eBird is another citizen science project that is run by the Cornell Lab, in which you can easily record bird sightings via a user-friendly app. This app is useful to birders as well because it will keep track of sightings that you can add to your life list. NestWatch is one such citizen science project. It's a unified nest monitoring scheme to assess reproductive success across a breeding bird's range. This program started in 1965 with handwritten nest record cards and has changed names a few times as the technology became more modern until it was funded by the National Science Foundation as NestWatch. It has been completely online since 2008. What's important about that is that programs may change names over time, but a unified approach to data collection makes the data usable into the future. It is also an early warning system to detect trends in bird populations in relation to environmental change, such as habitat degradation, invasive species, and climate change. More than 500,000 nest attempts of over 600 species have been recorded to date in the NestWatch database, including the nest record cards. Many of the more than 133 scientific publications involving NestWatch are listed on the website www.nestwatch.org in case you're interested in reading them. The number one most submitted species to NestWatch is, unsurprisingly, the eastern bluebird. Currently, there are 9 ongoing studies at external institutions that have utilized NestWatch data, and a number of state breeding bird atlases also incorporate NestWatch data. These records are all pieces of the larger puzzle coming together. Except, every time we think the puzzle is nearly completed, we realize that there are actually more pieces we didn't see before, as is the case with science. Here are some recent articles using NestWatch data. I know some people watching this video are Ohioans, and the article on the top is for you. This article was in the American Midland Naturalist in 2018, and it used NestWatch data to study bluebird and tree swallow first egg dates. The article on the bottom was in Wildlife Society Bulletin in 2017, which is after we as a chapter started submitting data. So, naturally, we can assume that our data were used in these analyses, especially since we do report having stovepipe baffles on our boxes, which are predator guards. For both articles, I want to point out the highlighted parts in the acknowledgments that thank us, the citizen scientists contributing to NestWatch. These studies would not be possible without the data that we contribute, and that is why NestWatch is such a valuable project. So what is it that NestWatchers do? Well, first, they learn about nest monitoring with a combination of classroom and one-on-one training. After reviewing the NestWatch protocol for data collection and the code of conduct, a monitor will take a 10-question quiz and become certified. The reason for this quiz and certification is that the Cornell Lab wants everyone to collect data as consistently as possible because this is a project that is national in scope. It's also deemed important to alert everyone to the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, which governs the treatment of all native bird species. I will review the Act later in this presentation. After viewing this training, I will be happy to work with anyone one-on-one who is interested in taking the quiz and becoming certified. Please reach out to me. Alternatively, you can set up your own NestWatch user ID and password and take the quiz online at www.nestwatch.org. After signing up for an account and passing the quiz or taking training and becoming certified, participants simply start watching their nest boxes for signs of activity. It is recommended to space nest visits out every 3 to 5 days to get a clear picture of what's going on. But if volunteers can only make it once a week, that's all right. However, it is best to try to visit during the egg-laying stage if at all possible. This is very important for estimating the first egg date. By first egg date, I mean the first day the egg is thought to have been laid, not the first day you saw any eggs. The songbirds that breed in our boxes lay 1 egg per day, so if you come upon a nest that has, say, 3 eggs in it, you can count back 3 days for the estimated first egg date. Here in this photo, we have a typical great crested flycatcher nest being checked every 3 to 5 days. We don't have these in our nest boxes at Kenton County Parks, but it is still exciting to see. But of course, since we deal with bluebirds, I brought up the bluebird slide from the older NestWatch presentation to show you, as an example of what we do see in our boxes all the time. As you can see, checking the nest every 3 to 5 days gives us a good picture of what is going on inside the box. On day 1, we've got babies that are hatching, and by day 5, they already have some peach fuzz on them. By day 10, they're partially feathered, and by day 15, they're already fully feathered. So things happen pretty quickly. It's good to check them often enough so that you can get a good amount of data on them. Sometime over the next few weeks, I plan to create a tutorial video to show you how to enter data in NestWatch, which I will post as a separate video on this YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. One thing I do recommend when collecting data is to submit it right away, the same day you collected it, while it is still fresh in your mind. If you wait to submit the data, it could get lost or forgotten, and by the time you do enter it, it can really become such a large task it will feel like a chore. So sooner is always better. I will usually come home from monitoring my boxes, take a shower, and then submit my data right away. You can also explore the data from around the country if you like. Using a map, you can look for species that interest you, see the breadth of species that have been submitted to NestWatch so far, and even download breeding data for the whole state or the whole country. Participants' private information, like their user ID, name, and location, are kept confidential, so only the data pertinent to the birds can be accessed, not personal information. Everyone who participates is contributing to our understanding of impacts from habitat degradation and fragmentation, immediate weather events like drought, and long-term trends in weather patterns, like this paper that was published on drought and eastern bluebirds. The authors found that when drought occurs during incubation and when pairs are feeding their broods, eastern bluebird parents produce fewer surviving offspring, and this gets worse as it gets drier. NestWatch will also accept data on other species that don't nest in boxes, like robins and mockingbirds. If it's a bird and it nests, you can NestWatch it, so there is no need to limit yourself to boxes.